Today, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 1825. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vipada Santata Shashvat Tattvatat Jagan Guru Vavata Darshanam Yatsyad Apanurbhava Darshanam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. I wish that all those calamities would happen again and again, so that we could see you again and again, for seeing you means we will no longer see repeated births and deaths. Purport. Generally, the distressed, the needy, the intelligent, and the inquisitive who perform some pious activities worship or begin to worship the Lord. Others who are thriving on misdeeds only, regardless of status, cannot approach the Supreme due to being misled by the illusory energy. Therefore, for a pious person, if there is some calamity, there is no other alternative than take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. Constantly remembering the lotus feet of the Lord means preparing for liberation from birth and death. Therefore, even though there are so-called calamities, they are welcome because they give us an opportunity to remember the Lord, which means liberation. One who has taken shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, which are accepted as the most suitable boat for crossing the ocean of nescience, can achieve liberation as easily as one leaps over the holes made by the hoofs of a calf. Such persons are meant to reside in the abode of the Lord, and they have nothing to do with a place where there is danger in every step. This material world is certified by the Lord in the Bhagavad Gita as a dangerous place full of calamities. Less intelligent persons prepare plans to adjust to those calamities without knowing the nature of this place is itself full of calamity. They have no information of the abode of the Lord, which is full of bliss and without trace of calamity. The duty of the sane person, therefore, is to be undisturbed by the worldly calamities which are sure to happen in any circumstances. Suffering all kinds of unavoidable misfortunes, one should make progress in spiritual realization, because that is the mission of human life. The spirit soul is transcendental to all material calamities, therefore the so-called calamities are called false. A man may see a tiger swallowing him in a dream, and he may cry for this calamity. Actually, there's no tiger and there's no suffering. It is simply a case of dreams. In the same way, all calamities of life are said to be dreams. If someone is lucky enough to get in contact with the Lord by devotional service, it is all gained. Contact with the Lord by any one of the 9 devotional services is always a forward step on the path going back to Godhead. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jatapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raganatam Vetam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Savajutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Ladita Shri Vishakan Vetam Shcha Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Svamaniti Namine Namaste Sarasvate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. So, we can read in the Mahabharata how Kunti and her sons underwent great tribulations in the forest during the period of exile, 14 years. Man-eating demons, a house made of shellac, where they tried to burn them to death. So many calamities were there, you see. But Krishna was always protecting them. They always felt, oh, Krishna's protecting, Krishna's protecting, Krishna's protecting. But now, Krishna's headed out to Dwarka. The calamities are over and Krishna has gone away. So Kunti is thinking, better those calamities come back so I can see Krishna. You see? So this is the mood of a devotee. He doesn't freak out or become disturbed when there's calamities. He says, oh, this is a special blessing from Krishna. Indeed, even the material world, I've noticed there's so many calamities happening. Like recently in Austin, there was outside of Austin, a huge flood came. There was a summer camp on the bank of the river, and a huge flood killed so many kids. They were swept away by the flood. There's so many calamities like this, but they're saying, they're all praying to God, you see. There was a calamity. These karmis, they're all praying to God. Normally they don't pray to God. We don't need God. We have this money, we have this power, we have this skyscraper building. Who needs God? But then when there's calamity, they all become God conscious. I see it again and again and again. When there is a calamity, they become God conscious, you see. So we can see calamities are welcome, actually, because then we get really serious about taking shelter of Krishna. Everything's going fine, who needs God? I've got everything I need now. I got a nice house, I got a nice income, I got some nice food in the refrigerator, everything's set, everything's fine, who needs God? You see? But these calamities are actually great, isn't it? Aren't these calamities simply wonderful? These are simply wonderful calamities. When things are going wrong, then all you can do, the material nature is not offering you any shelter at all. You're being completely smashed and beaten by the material energy. Then you can say, oh, this is very nice. Now I know I have no shelter except Lord Sri Krishna. So this is a great prayer for us to think about and remember. And what is the advantage of taking shelter, complete, total shelter under calamities? No longer seeing the birth and death cycle, being free, going back to Godhead. So the great devotees pray to constantly be in a calamitous situation. We don't have to pray for it. Actually, we're always in a calamity. It's the calamity of material body. This material body is a big, big calamity, is it? Here I am, an eternal spiritual being, full of bliss and knowledge, and I'm suffering like anything. Today when Godbrother Prithu Prabhu asked me, how are you doing? I said, well, I'm eternal, full of bliss and knowledge, but I'm misidentifying with this material body, and actually I'm suffering like hell because I'm misidentifying with this material body, you see. So this misidentification, what's that called? False ego. You see. This false ego, this is a calamity. I got this stupid, ridiculous, preposterous false ego, which is forcing me to suffer like anything. At every minute I'm suffering, you see. Anytime you identify with the material body, you're suffering. But we think it's happiness. This is called Maya Sukhaya. How are you doing? Fine. Now you're doing fine. So let's come out of this calamitous situation, as Prabhupada is telling us here. Let's come out of this calamitous situation and identify with our actual identities. Jivara Savrupahoy, Krishna and Nityadas. The great Prabhupada and these great acharyas are beckoning us. Please come back, please come back, please come back to where you once belonged. Why are we so stubbornly attached to this flesh and blood? Isn't it ridiculous? This flesh, blood, stone, bile, stool, mucus, urine. Why are we so attracted to this, you see? This is called Maya's expert packaging job. Just imagine you went to the store to buy some nice thing, and it was actually stool, urine, pus, and blood, all nicely packaged by the advertising company. Here's a nice bag of stool, urine, pus, and blood, but it looks so beautiful. Yeah, whip out your credit card. Yeah, I'll take it home. Looks pretty good. You get home and you unzip it and you go, oh my God, you open the package and what did I buy? Stool and urine, pus and blood. I'm like, what did I'm such a fool. I whipped out my Visa card and this is what I got. Boy, I really got hoodwinked by this marketing company. You see. This is what we've done. You see. We whipped out our Visa card and this is what we got. This is why these calamities are very, very good. We have 4 calamities we all have to deal with. Birth is a calamity, disease, old age, and death. So take advantage of these things. Actually, there are great advantages if you can actually tune in and turn on to your divine consciousness, turn on your jnana, and actually practice vijnana of disassociating with this nonsense bag of, nonsense bag. So take advantage of the calamity and use it as a stepping stone to enter your transcendental identity. You see. So this is the great value of what Prabhupada is giving us. He's showing us that to take advantage of this calamitous situation and use it as a stepping stone to enter that transcendental dimension. I was amazed yesterday they read Prabhupada's quote in the temple room about how Krishna, you can have a conversation with Krishna. Can you imagine? Of course we're hankering for that day, but actually it's possible. You can actually have a conversation with Krishna. You can talk and you can hear him just like we can talk one-on-one with each other. You see, you can have a conversation with Krishna, you and talking, if our hearts are pure. The trouble is our hearts are not pure. We're still misidentifying with this flesh and blood, bones, bag of bones and stool and urine. Can you imagine how stupid we are? We can have a direct conversation with Krishna. You see, a conversation with Krishna, what's the proof? Well, we all know the story of Sakshi Gopal. You see. That's the proof. There's many proofs, but that's one of them. You know that old Brahmin, old wealthy Brahmin, he was going pilgrimage to Vrindavan, and the young poor Brahmin was going at the same time. So we help the old Brahmin, just like sometimes we're a little, we're a little wobbly, and a young devotee helps us to stay steady, we don't fall over. So he was helping the old Brahmin, he went all the way to Vrindavan, and the old Brahmin had a daughter ready for marriage. He was so grateful to this young Brahmin. He said, I will offer you my daughter in marriage. The young Brahmin said, no. Your family, I'm 4 men, you're a wealthy family. The family will never accept. He said, no. I promise here in the front of this deity, this Gopal deity, I will give you my daughter in marriage. So it was a done deal. They went back to the village. The old Brahmin told the family, and the older brother objected, the mother objected. It was a huge turmoil. Everybody objected, no, this can't be. And Prabhupada gave a little humor, added a little humor. He said, the older son said, oh, you've given my father some LSD. Prabhupada threw a little humor in. The hippies liked that joke. You give my father a little LSD, and he made this. So anyway, so the young Brahmin thought, well, what to do? The word was given in front of the deity. A promise made in the front of the deity has to be accepted. It's a great offense if a promise is made in front of the deity and it's not accepted. You understand these points? You understand these points? The promise made in the front of the deity has to be honored, you see. What can I do? He went back to Vrindavan and talked to the deity. He said, well, my dear Gopal, this promise is made and now it's a big turmoil and the promise cannot be broken. It's made in front of you, it'll be great offense. And the deity actually spoke with him. Can you imagine? The deity talked to him. He was such a pure devotee. The deity said, what can I do? I'm a stone statue, I can't move. The Brahmin asked him to come back to witness, to be the witness. And he said, what can I do? I'm a stone statue, I cannot move. And the young Brahmin was very clever. He said, my dear Lord, if you can talk with me, you can walk with me. And this way he defeated Krishna by logic. If you can talk with me, you can walk with me. So the deity was defeated. Okay, I will walk with you. It's actually over 800 miles. I checked that on chat. It's over 800 miles from Vrindavan to that, they call it Sakhi Gopal, is the name of the village, current name of the village. So the deity agreed, all right, but you will know I'm following by the sound of my ankle bells, but don't you ever turn around. If you turn around, I will stop walking. So he got all the way just almost to the town where the old Brahmin lived, and he didn't hear the ankle bells. He freaked out, what's going on? He turned around, the deity was standing there. He couldn't go any further. Then they brought all the villagers out, and the marriage happened. So now the deity is still being worshipped, you see. So it proves that actually the deity can talk with you. Here we have Damodar, Radha Damodar. You see. Just imagine if you were so much in pure mood, Damodar talked to you, say, can you give me this kind of flower tomorrow for tomorrow's arti? Just imagine the deity actually spoke with you and said, well, I would like to have this for lunch today. Just imagine. So that's a very, very high level, and it can be achieved, you see. And Prabhupada also, the spiritual master can also talk to you from the heart, probably if your heart is pure. So this is a nice encouragement for us to become pure. You can directly associate with Krishna, one-on-one, face-to-face, eye-to-eye. There's a great encouragement to become pure. Why am I suffering here in the modes of nature? I can actually come to the point, I don't have to go back to Godhead to be able to directly experience Krishna. I can do it here in this body even, as that young Brahmin did. Let me now become very, very serious, to become Krishna's pure devotee. As Prabhupada ordered me, he said, all material desire is zero, whether you can be like that. So I have to pray to Prabhupada, you see. Only by your mercy, Prabhupada, otherwise this is a helpless dog or a monkey trying to enjoy my senses here. So by your mercy, Srila Prabhupada, I know I can come to that position of all material desire is zero. So that's what we have to come to. All material desire is zero, and then Krishna can directly speak with us face-to-face, eye-to-eye. It's very powerful stuff here. This is not some make-believe hocus pocus to convince you to give your life to Krishna. No, this is a fact. Scientific fact. Krishna can directly speak with you. So we can have questions, objections, whatever now. Questions?
Hare Krishna, Srila Gurudev. When the calamities come, the reaction is bewilderment. So how can one be steady from the beginning when a calamity comes in the life? I understand that I have to take shelter of Krishna, but the moment it comes, for some time, it bewilders the mind, any calamity. So how can one be
how to be steady?
Steady from the beginning when a calamity?
Well, the first thing is desire steadiness, you see. Man proposes, God disposes. If you desire steadiness, some people don't want to be steady, they want to try to, balance sense enjoyment with Krishna consciousness. If you have a desire to be Pakka Vaishnavi, you see, you have that desire to become steady, and obviously we're not steady right now, but if we have the desire steadiness, we're always begging for steadiness. There's that special mantra to beg for steadiness. You know that mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. We don't chant mechanically. We act chanting like a child crying for the mother. Chant with begging Krishna, please bless me with the prema bhakti. Please bless me with steady. It's just begging, you see. Krishna will hear. We cannot hear Krishna, at least I can. I'm not yet to that point. But if Krishna can hear us, you see. So we just beg Krishna, you see. He will reciprocate. According to the intensity of your begging, to that extent he will reciprocate. So how intense are you to desire steadiness? If it's kind of like, well, a little steadiness, but no, I must have steadiness, you see. Kabe habe bodo sedi mara, when am I with that Devi mind? You see, when my offense is ceasing, taste for the name increasing, when in my heart will your mercy shine, when, oh, when will that day be? Bhaktivinoda is showing us that mood of this intensely desiring Shuddha Bhakti, Shuddha Nam, you see. intensely crying and begging, when will I come? When will I get to that state? Begging, begging, begging. So according to the intensity of your desire to become steady, you become steady. Next.
Srila Gurudev, Srila Gurudev, in the purport, Prabhupada has said that all calamities of life are said to be
Which
dream.
paragraph is that?
The last paragraph.
Okay, last paragraph, okay.
In the same way, all calamities of life are said to be dreams.
All calamities. All calamities of life are said to be dreams. Yeah, that one?
Actually, there is no tiger, there is no suffering in the simply case of
that's
dreams.
right.
In the same way, all calamities of life are said to be dreams.
That's right, we're having a bad dream right now.
But we physically...
I'm dreaming in this material body. Are you that material body? Are you the material body?
No, I'm
No, you're dreaming of the material body.
Oh, that way, yeah. Okay.
You're dreaming of getting birth, death, old age, and disease. It's simply a dream. We're having a nightmare right now, but there's not really a tiger eating us up. We're not being attacked by a tiger. We're not getting old, getting sick, and dying. It's just a dream. We're actually eternal spiritual beings, qualitatively one with Krishna. Satchidananda, he is Satchidananda Vigraha, we are also Satchidananda Vigraha. So we have to come out of the dream. And the Hare Krishna mantra is a wake-up device, an unlocking device to bring us out of the nightmare of the dream. Here I'm dreaming, I'm dreaming I'm 78 years old. It's a dream. I'm eternal youth. Devotees say, how old are you? I say, I'm infinite. Some devotee asked me, Prita, he asked me yesterday, how old are you? I said, well, I'm infinite. He said, how old is your body? And then I told him 78. You see. But actually I'm infinite. I've always, never was a time when I'd exist. No, you know all these, you know the verse, the Tvevahang Jatanasang, Na Tamne Mi Janadipa, Nachaivanam Vishnava, Sarvyamayamatahapadam. Never was a time when I didn't exist, nor you know all these kings, nor in the future, so any of this ceased to be. So actually I'm an eternal spiritual being. I'm eternal, my age is infinity. So we're dreaming, you're dreaming, that's you. You look in the mirror, how do I look today? You know, vomit. Maybe I should vomit when I look in the mirror. Have a vomit. So
it's very difficult to digest that it's dream, like, because we physically feel the pain, we physically see all the.
That's because you're actually because of misidentification of the body.
Yes.
If you're totally free from bodily misidentification, you won't even feel any pain anymore.
Yes.
Just like, for example, your car, you're driving the car, and a red light comes on warning you something's going wrong. But you don't feel any pain, do you? So in the same way, if you're fully self-realized, some red light is flashing in your knee, but you don't feel any pain. So, there's a red light and then flashing in the knee. It's just a red light, it doesn't affect you.
Yes.
I don't really have a cold. It's a little red light flashing. You need to take some medicine, or take some turmeric hot milk.
So we should let go all the problems and all the things which comes in our life. We should let go, thinking that yes, we are not this, like we are not.
You have to take care of it.
Very
Just
care.
like on your car, when the gauge goes down to E on the gasket. You have to stop and fill it up. You have to take care of the body,
Yes.
but you don't feel the pains of the body. You know what you need to do. And your body tells you when you need to drink water, when you need to eat food, your body tells you. But you're not affected by it anymore. You do what you do have to do, you see, but it doesn't hurt, doesn't affect your consciousness. You remain situated in transcendental bliss.
Thank you.
Anything else? Yes.
Hare Krishna, Srila Gurudev. Knowledge is there, but still, why it takes time to realize the basic thing that I am an eternal spirit soul and not this body?
Since time immemorial, we've been conditioned by this I am this body consciousness. since time, you can't even trace back in history how long we've been here, you see. For millions and billions and trillions and quadrillions and sextillions of lifetimes we've been misidentifying with matter. We got a really, really bad habit, you see. Our habit is bodily consciousness, habituated to misidentifying with the body, see. That's the brain, it's a habit going back for millions of lifetimes. I was thinking I was a dog, I was thinking I was a cat, I was thinking I was a demigod, I was thinking a girl, I was thinking I was a boy, I was thinking Indian, American, European, cactus plant, alligator. I was thinking, this is me. We've been identifying with matter. The dog thinks I'm a dog, the cat thinks I'm a cat. This has been going on so long, but it's a bad habit, that's all.
It's not bad habit.
Huh?
It's because we don't want to. If we want to understand, by knowledge we can understand that we are not this body. What is the difficulty?
I may say the thing is, I know I'm not the body, but yet I keep misidentifying with it because of habit. There's jnana and there's vigyan. Jnana means theoretical knowledge, vigyan means practice of it, fully realization of it. I know I'm not the body, but still I keep misidentifying with it. Even though I'm not supposed to, I keep doing it. Just like a brahmachari, he knows he's not this body, but still he thinks he should get married and have a girl relation, polygora relationship. Even though he knows he's not the Madhari, but still he feels it's strong because of bodily identification. He still thinks, oh, I got to get married, have a girl, that I can have an intimate relationship with a girl. You see. That's because that's fully real. He knows it theoretically, but it's not fully realized practically yet.
Because he's attached.
Attachment means he knows, but he still hasn't fully realized it practically yet. He still feels a pull for the material nature, even though he knows it's Maya. He still feels he's still under the sway of the material nature, even though he's not supposed to be.
So if I haven't come to that basic realization from which there is no coming back, so how can I expect for further progress? Because realization means there is no turning back. I will never think
you have to just keep desiring it, desiring. I know I'm cheating myself right now because I'm not seeing Krishna face to face. I'm still misidentifying with his body. I have to just keep that desire burning in the heart. I must make progress. I must make progress. I must kick out these material desires. I must do this. Keep the determination. Keep the determination like the little tortoise. I must get to that step by step, pade. Keep getting there. Papa quoted a nice verse here today. He gave the English. Samashrita ye pallava padang mahat padang punya musho marare babam badir vatsa padang yanba padam nate sham. For the birth of one who accepted the shelter of the lotus, who accepted the lotus feet of the Lord as the shelter of the cosmic manifestation, and the killer of that demon named Mura, this vast insurmountable ocean of material existence becomes reduced down to the amount of water contained in the hoof of a cat. His destination is that material world, that Vaikuntha world. There's no anxiety, not this material world where there's danger at every step. So, if you actually take the shelter of Guru and Krishna, then actually you're going to achieve it. You see, you actually achieve it. Right now, the material ocean seems very, very big, doesn't it? It seems insurmountable, doesn't it? But by taking that shelter, you come to the realization it's there, but I can step over it very easily. So right now we haven't still it seems like a big insurmountable ocean for us neophytes, isn't it? But as we become more and more absorbed in Hare Krishna mantra, more absorbed in the deity darshan, more absorbed in hearing, chanting, devotional service, all of these things, the ocean gradually shrinks until it becomes a mountain of water on the hoof of a cow. So we just got to keep shrinking that huge ocean every day, a little bit smaller, a little bit smaller, a little bit smaller, a little bit smaller, and someday it'll be like that. Okay? Next. Or is that it? Everybody's ready? Okay.
Hare Krishna Srila Gurudev. When we talk about thinking, feeling and willing, so feeling, it comes from subtle body, or like, because pain and pleasure both are there in this material world and we feel it. That is not kind of, I feel like that is not a dream because it's real. We feel it. Then, because Mayavad says Brahman Satya Jagat Mithya, and then we are also saying then this is dream, then how can we differentiate between these two statements? That we are saying this is dream, and Mayavad also says that this whole material world is a dream. Then isn't it real? This body is real.
They say the self is also a dream. That's the difference between Vaishnava and Mayavad. We all agree the material world is a dream, but they say the self is also a dream. But no, the self is real. The individual self is reality. They say the individual self is not real. The sense of individuality is a dream also. But no, Vaishnava philosophy, the self is real. The self of I call it I-ness. I-ness, the sense of I is a real thing. And your feelings are there in the I. They're real. You're willing, you're thinking, I am thinking, I'm feeling, I'm willing. That's real. It is real. But we have to learn to think, feel, and will in accordance with our actual identities instead of the false identity. The self-realized self feels things too. The conditioned self has feelings, the liberated self has feelings, both have feelings. But you have to make your feelings real in terms of reality, not in terms of unreality.
Can I say something?
Yeah?
If it's a dream, why do we get the reactions? Punishment.
Interesting question. If it's only a dream, then why do I get a reaction? If it's only a dream, well, in the dream you can also, that means in the dreams, every example is crude to a certain extent. But in this type of dream you can get the reactions, you see.
That means it's a real.
It has a reality, yes. It has a reality, but it's a fleeting reality. It has a reality, yes. The reality is, in this dream state, we do get reactions. We do this, we get a reaction. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, even the laws of physics. So in this dream state, it's a crude analogy, but it is a dream.
It's a dream state.
But we do get in this type of dream we do get reactions.
Yeah, it's
We
a
do get
dream
reactions.
state because
But in our dream that we have, normal dreams, there's a very, very good example. Men have what are called wet dreams sometimes. They're dreaming of sex and they actually pass semen. Their bodies pass semen. So there is a reaction even in dreams. Anything else?
life is not a dream as everybody say you enjoy.
What's that?
Life is not a dream. Life is a fact. You may dream in the lifetime, but life is a fact. You eat, you sleep, you mate, you defend.
The fact is, even in your dream you do exist.
Yes.
You do exist. It's not that you don't exist in your dream, you do exist in the dream. You have different experiences in your dream.
The only dream state is that we are trying to enjoy the body.
We're trying to enjoy that which is unenjoyable.
Yeah.
Trying to squeeze pleasure out of that place for pleasure knowing. Trying to squeeze the blood out of a rock. There's no actual enjoyment here. Our dream is we're trying to squeeze pleasure out of it. That's right. Anything else?
It's not enjoyable.
What about online? I do take chats. Okay. All right. This is something. Okay, now we have, let's see. I hear, I see, I know I'm an eternal servant, but I don't realize As I see, I do not act accordingly. Is it because of bad japa? Yeah, bad japa, you could definitely connect it because I'm still chanting, it's called, what is it called? Nama paradis. You can actually relate it all, it can all be related with japa, everything. As long as we're nama paradis, we're not fully self-realized, and we become shuddhanam, paripo, we become fully realized. The quality of your japa is a barometer which tells about everything else you're doing. Your darshan, your service mood, your everything, your relationship with devotees, everything can be indicated by the quality of your japa. So if your japa becomes perfect, everything becomes perfect. Your service mood, your hearing mood, your speaking abilities, preaching abilities, everything becomes perfect. Your potency as a preacher for affecting other people, it's all tied in with the japa. Actually, Prabhupada confirms that. So we have to focus on quality japa, hearing and chanting, the method of begging and hearing every syllable very carefully, and chanting for the pleasure of Krishna. Krishna likes to hear his name being vibrated, so do it and try to chant in such a way to please Krishna. Okay? I saw one of my tendencies, unsteady, interrupted. Sadhana is because I'm not serious. Yes. We are lacking seriousness. We're still, as they call, splayed out by the material energy. We're not focused, not serious. I have one business only, and that's to please Krishna with my every thought, word, and deed in all times, places, and circumstances. We're not serious. It's a fact. We're not serious enough. So anything else? You got 5 minutes left? Yes.
Like, this body is made up of all urine, stool and everything. I agree with that.
It's yicky, as little kids said. It's yicky.
Yeah, one may counter that even in this body Paramatma stays, like Paramatma stays. And
you see how kind the Paramatma is? How kind Paramatma is willing to dwell in this bag of bones, blood and stool. You see how kind is Paramatma? He's willing to, he's willing to be. It's like he's accompanying us through all these millions of lifetimes. He's always there, accompanying us in so many abominable, horrible situations. Krishna is so kind, he expands himself to the Paramatma to always be with us in every situation. Just like when Gandhi was in jail, they gave him a special cell where he had his assistants and everything. So the British government was kind on Gandhi, even though he was, trying to do an independence movement. They gave him a special cell where he had his assistants were also with him. So Krishna is very kind. He comes as the assistant to help us, to encourage us, and as a super soul. Krishna is very kind on us.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Body is not made of pus and urine.
Huh?
These are the excretions. Our body is not made. Our body is made with 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether.
Yeah, but they form different things.
Yes, these are excretions.
They form different things.
The way you eat, the body excretes stool. The water you drink, then you pass urine.
It's all within the 5 elements. Yeah. It's just different combinations of unlimited varieties of things created by the 5 elements.
The body is not made of that.
Oh, yes, it is.
No.
Different combinations of the earth, water, fire, air, and ether.
Yeah, these are excretion to maintain the body, but body.
Everything that exists here is a combination of these 5 material elements in different ways. Everything that exists.
Yes.
Can't deny them. Anything else?
So Guru Mataji, Gurudev, now confession has been created, like whether the calamity is it's real or it's a dream.
Are you asking her or me?
No, for you.
Okay.
The calamities, whatever we actually said, the previous question, whatever asking, the calamities, is it real? Are we dreaming, or how exactly?
The calamities are real.
Okay.
As I gave I don't want to give the example again. It's pretty gross, but you actually experience something in your dreams.
Yeah.
There are experiences. They are real experiences in your dream. You have different feelings, emotions, you do things. In your dreams also you have feelings, emotions, and you do things. And the reactions are also there, as I gave the example, a pretty gross example, but even in your dream you can have a reaction on the gross plane. Anything else?
Gurudev, you mentioned that in the initial lecture, the calamities are there that makes people more godly, like they take shelter of
they definitely help. Queen Kunti saw they were very helpful, so she begged for them.
But isn't it like, what should be the prayer? Because definitely I'm not going to ask the more calamities, but is it okay I can pray that I have the strength to tolerate?
Pray that what?
Pray to have the strength to tolerate whatever is coming.
Good.
Because definitely I cannot
Actually,
beg more calamities.
We can actually repeat Kunti's prayer. It's a perfect prayer.
I'm not at that level, Srila Gurudev.
We can do it. We can read our prayer. You can just try it. Try begging. Try it. You can actually repeat Krishna. You know what will happen? You repeat Kunti's prayer, you will see there's no calamities at all.
Then, when the calamities come, why do we cry?
Because we're in an illusion, that's why. We're in an illusion.
Do
we cry? We should celebrate the calamities.
That's the problem, that we don't celebrate, but
we should be, how much I've been blessed by this calamity. That's Krishna consciousness. And how much I am blessed by this calamity, you see.
That's what the Krishna conscious devotee will see.
Why don't we be Krishna conscious? Is there some reason we should not be Krishna conscious? Why don't we be Krishna conscious and celebrate calamities as the greatest blessing of Krishna?
That's why we cry.
We shouldn't cry. We should we should not cry. We should feel how I've been blessed by this calamity. Because my dear Prabhus and Mataji's, death is a very calamitous situation. And if you're really Krishna conscious, you won't be Vibhuti. You say, Krishna is blessing me, I'm dying, this is a great blessing. We have to learn how to follow Queen Kunti's footsteps.
That's the problem.
All right, question coming in now. All right. It is said, Bharata Bhumite Haila Manusha Janmajara Janma Sartaka Kare Kare Para Upakara. If one takes birth in India, first make your life perfect and then preach to. So what is the point of life one may consider perfect enough to preach? Bhadabhushana, whatever you realize about Krishna, share it with the world. Prabhupada said, who is Krishna? The boy said, hippie said, well, he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then Prabhupada said, who are you? I'm the eternal servant of Krishna. Tomorrow you can get initiated, Prabhupada said. He's very liberal in the beginning. So anyway, if you know, as I've stated previously, if you know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we're all His eternal servants, you're qualified to live with the world. If you take this very seriously, to spread this knowledge that we're all Krishna's eternal servants, He's the Supreme Personality of Godhead, you're qualified to live with the whole world. So take it very seriously. Tell everybody you preach wherever you can. You see? Preach wherever you can and whomever you can. Preach, preach, preach. And you'll be Krishna, whatever you know, whatever you realize about Krishna, share it, and Krishna will give you more realizations. And when you have those more realizations, share those more realizations, He'll give you more realizations, and take those more realizations and share them, He'll give you more realizations, more and more and more. It keeps growing and growing and growing. So just share whatever you know about Krishna, and you used to be amazed. It becomes mystical, actually, what happens. It becomes mystical. You share whatever you've learned, whatever you realize, and Krishna will give you more and more and more, and finally you have full realization where you can see Krishna face to face, eye to eye. Anything else? That's it? Everybody's satisfied now, ready to preach to the world, beg for prema bhakti and preach to the world. Everybody's ready? Or you're not? Well, I don't know, Gurudev. Maybe it's time to go take a nap, I don't know. What do you think? All right. So we'll go ahead and stop the lecture here, and we'll give out Mahaprasadam. Come for the mercy.